Hi everyone, so today we take a look at the PowerA enhanced wireless controller for the Nintendo Switch. What I have here is the Link Silhouette version, and you can see here there's the PowerA logo, and this is officially licensed from Nintendo. So you don't have to worry about any compatibility issues. Now, looking at the back here, two things stand out. Number one, there are additional programmable buttons behind at the back of the controller, rather. And then there's no check mark on the HD Rumble. More about that later. But right now, what I'd like to do, of course, is unbox this and let's take a look at this gorgeous controller. And here we go. This is definitely one beautiful gamepad controller for the Nintendo Switch. Wow. And as for first impressions, I just gotta say this is very comfortable to hold, very similar to the Xbox One controller, just lighter. And the buttons are very easy to press. I don't really see any issues with the buttons, with the analog stick. They feel responsive. I can feel the tactile feedback. The shoulder buttons are not analog, but it's a slightly deeper press than the original Pro controller. I really like how the buttons respond when I press them. This gamepad definitely has a premium feel to it. It's just lighter. Now let's take a look at the back, and you will see here it's going to need two AA batteries. Now for that one, it boils down to preference. Some people like a controller having rechargeable built-in batteries already. Some people would prefer this type wherein you'd add external batteries. Okay, so here we have a bunch of controllers. We have the original Pro controller, the Nyko, the wireless controller, Snakebytes controller, and this is the Xbox One controller. And you'll see that it looks very, very similar. It's actually they feel the same actually. Take a look here. It's almost identical. It's just that the Xbox One is heavier. This one also looks identical in shape, but of course the Pro controller is heavier. But in all other aspects, they look and feel the same actually. If you'll just do a paint job over them, I don't know, maybe you'll get confused. The Snakebite third-party controller has a different mold. It's the least comfortable amongst these controllers, and here we have the Nyko wireless controller, core controller, my former favorite, but now I think this is going to be my new favorite now. My new favorite third-party controller, that is. It really is very comfortable. Amongst all the third-party controllers I've tested, this feels that it belongs in my hands. The D-pad is solid and is pretty sturdy, and you can see it protrudes. I'm just not sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing. For the D-pad lovers out there, please let me know. In the back, you'll see two programmable buttons left and right. In the middle is the program button. I'm not going to test these, okay? I don't really use these types of buttons. At the bottom, you'll see the LED lights, the four LED lights that come with all the controllers of Nintendo Switch. And then here we have a sync button on top. And you can see there's no USB-C port because you'll need external AA batteries. Despite the fact that this controller is lighter than original controllers, it has a very premium feel to it. The plastic really feels premium. The buttons, how they respond, it feels premium. And look at that! Look at that texture. It's very smooth, and yet it doesn't feel like it's going to slip off from my hands. I really love the material that was used here. The top portion of this gamepad is piano black gloss, similar to the original Pro controller. Now, the programmable buttons I mentioned, we're not going to test that. Let's take a look at the battery. Let's get the lid off. And you can see here, there's a small note that says you need to update your Nintendo Switch. So curiously, it's not asking me to update the gamepad. It's actually asking me to update my Nintendo Switch. So there's a difference there between non-licensed and officially licensed gamepad controller. Now let me put some rechargeable batteries here and let's test it out. So when I press the home button, it's trying to pair, but it's not synced yet with the Nintendo Switch, so it's just going to look for, a device where it's synced to, but this is brand new, so I just need to sync this first. So what I need to do is press the sync button over here while the Nintendo Switch is on the change controller menu. Now let's do it. Okay, now so I'm going to try to sync and pair this with my Nintendo Switch. I'll go to, there we go, controllers, change grip order, and then let's check out the PowerA wireless controller. See, if you just press the home button, it's not going to pair yet because I need to sync it first. And here I'm going to press the sync button on top. There you go. And there, it paired very quickly, I must say. So from now on, it'll easily pair just by pressing the home button, just like my original Pro controller. Now let's test this gamepad, and I can't wait. And I always use Mario Kart for testing because the rumble is there. But this one has no rumble, but I just want to confirm it. There you go. And yes, it's confirmed. I'm not feeling any rumble. The controls are great though. And I can again confirm this is very comfortable in the hands. This is arguably the most comfortable controller I've ever used. Second only to the Pro controller, of course. But actually, if this had a little more heft, then the experience, I'm sure, would be very similar. This is great for a third-party controller, but we're aware that PowerA manufactures quality products anyway, so we expect nothing less. And this is a great alternative. It's not as inexpensive as the other third-party controllers out there. This is $50, just $20 shy of the original Pro controller, but this is a great alternative nonetheless. And here we can confirm that the gyro works, and it works pretty well actually. And you need gyro to play Splatoon 2. And I'm going to have my daughter use this as her primary Splatoon controller so that I can get more feedback for prolonged use. There you go. And it works really well. Again, I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed with PowerA's offering here. Now for the pros, it's beautiful, very comfortable. It's the most comfortable third-party controller I've used, officially licensed, and programmable buttons for those of you who like to use that. Cons, no rumble. I can't believe it. It's lighter than a Pro controller, and it costs $50, very close already to the original Pro controller. Now, is this a buy? If it had rumble, definitely it's a buy, but even without it, I think it's still a buy. It's very comfortable. It's really good for gaming sessions. Thank you for watching, everyone.